feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you on this Thursday night? And if you're in the Midwest to the east of America, you may be a human popsicle by now. You may actually be made of ice. It is really, really cold. I saw a thing today that said exploding trees, that you might have trees that might explode and sound like gunshots in America, that it is that cold up north that you guys might have exploding trees. I find that very interesting. That is something that is, you have to watch out for. Watch out for exploding trees. But apparently it's true. Apparently it's true. So cold up in the, I think it's up in the north and then to the east. It is like an ice Mageddon going on right now in America. So if that's you, apparently 16 inches of snow coming into New York City. That's insane. 16 inches of snow. You guys will be able to make your own igloos and just live in them. It is going to be a cold weekend for most of you guys. Good to see you. Hey, we were talking about a missing girl last night. Brinley Nelson. Well, funny enough, just after we got off the air last night, they found her. They actually located her, which was very interesting. They did that very quick, really quick. It was within hours, which I was very surprised about. Like normally these things take a while, but this one, a few hours, and they had the guy, and it was the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Here, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. This guy right here, this guy is actually like everyone's worst nightmare, like the boogeyman. He is the boogeyman that actually went and took a child from a school bus. Stranger abduction. Guys, hey, you two, get out of the computer room. Cats wanting to come in here. Hey. Stranger abduction, which doesn't happen that often. I mean, normally it's someone known to the victim, and very, very strange. Apparently, investigators were able to track him down really, really quickly. Guys, hold on. This is the thing about pet ownership. They're jerks. Hold on. It's only when Mrs. Ping is not here and it's me on my own and I start to do a live show, they're like, let's do the most annoying things that we can think of as animals. And that's what they go and do. Right now, Muffin is running up and down the hallway and into different rooms, howling. He's just howling for no reason. Yes, but you're not conducting a live show. You're not conducting a podcast. If you were doing a podcast, then it might be different. Yeah. So this guy, they're saying he's 28 years old. Bro looks like he's about 58, but okay, 28. They're saying he's in custody now, and I'm trying to find like specific charges that he's on, but it doesn't tell me. What exact charges? So they got him in custody, but I don't see anything about actual charges. So let me just check a different thing here. All right, cool. We're going to go to KSTP5 and we're going to watch it together. We're going to watch the update here.
right, we all in here? Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Commander Ben Zawacki of the Sherburne County Sheriff's Office. With me today, we have members of the Sherburne County Attorney's Office, FBI, BCA, and the Elk River Police Department. I'll talk briefly about this case, and we'll have time for questions. Just keep in mind, the investigation is still ongoing, and there will be questions that we're unable to answer. At 6:31, our office received a call of a missing 7-year-old named Brinley in the city of Zimmerman. Deputies were advised that Brinley usually got off the bus around 4 p.m. There was a miscommunication amongst family about where she could have been dropped off after the bus stop. After checking with family and neighbors, 911 was contacted. Deputies, investigators, and fire responded to the area. The scene was chaotic. There were numerous tips and speculation being called into law enforcement. One involved a black passenger car that was following Brinley's school bus. Investigators were able to determine that no one actually saw Brinley enter the black car. Eventually, an IPAWS alert that was Sherburne County specific was to aid in the search and rescue operation was sent out. At that time, we did not meet the required criteria for an Amber Alert. Through our continued investigation, potential suspect Joseph Bragg was developed. From the information received, we believe that Brinley was a victim of a stranger abduction. Through investigative techniques, we developed a general location of the suspect and potential vehicles involved. One of the vehicles was identified as a white Dodge Ram pickup. A COPS alert was issued coordinating with law enforcement agencies in Albert Lea. Investigators were working to pinpoint the
Did they say a white Dodge Ram pickup truck? It's very different from the black Kia Cruise or whatever it was that was going around last night. Last night, there was an image going around of a potential suspect car, and it was a black 4-door, maybe a 2-door coupe, and like everyone was sharing it. It was this black car. It was like the boogeyman. I'm trying to see if I got a copy of it still. Black car. Now they're saying a white Dodge Ram. No, it looks like everyone's decided to play the chicken game and pull down all of the photos about the black car. But fair enough. All right. That's what happens. This is why you got to be really careful with early reporting, because half the time it's wrong. It's not correct. And there's been so many times that they'll get on their TikTok and they're all like, this is who we're looking for. This guy here, I found him on Facebook based off a description that the cops gave out. And it's completely incorrect. And like, they just trash some guy, like has nothing to do with it. You got to be really careful and just take it for what it is, early reporting, and then wait till they actually get a big update like this.
The exact location of the suspect. The decision at that time was to not send the Amber Alert out in fear that the suspect would be notified. The Amber Alert was issued after law enforcement agencies were in a position to close in on the suspect. Shortly before 1 a.m., we were notified that the white Dodge pickup was located and that the suspect was taken into custody without incident, and Brinley was located safe.
You know, that's really weird though, because like 10:30 last night, they were still asking for people to come down to the local elementary school and do a search. So why, if they knew who took her and they had a fairly good idea of where that car was and they didn't want to alert him, why were they still asking for volunteers to come down? It's strange. It's misreporting between agencies, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it was so that he didn't freak out and do something like, you know, hurt the little girl. It sounds like that's what they did. They basically didn't correct anything until they had the child back in their custody. That's basically what it was.
Brinley was taken to the hospital for evaluation. I want to thank the numerous law enforcement and first responders from local, state, and federal that assisted in this investigation. We estimate around 200 law enforcement officers and fire personnel assisted in some way last night. We'll provide you with all the agencies involved at a later time. There's too many to list. I also want to thank the community. Estimated 700 volunteers came out in the sub-zero temperatures to assist in trying to locate Brindley. With all that assistance and the assistance of all of our partners and the diligent work by the investigators, I don't believe that we would have came up with this outcome. At this time, I'll answer any questions that you may have.
So I'll stop it there. We'll listen to the questions in a minute. It's amazing police work. This is the time where they deserve all the accolades and applause. To have a child go missing off a school bus at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and have her return to her family by 1 a.m. is a hell of an effort for a county PD. Like, this is not Chicago PD. It's not LAPD. This is not Florida. This is some small Sherburne County. It's amazing. The work they did is really impressive. And to turn that around in under 12 hours to having the child back, she's unharmed, and have the suspect in custody, you can't ask for more than that. That's the type of policing that communities are thankful for. This type of policing. And they deserve every accolade, every applaud, every handshake, every thank you. That is good work and very impressive, really is. There's been other missing children cases where they're into day 5 and they don't have any idea where that child got to. So under 12 hours, it's a good turnaround. Marlene said, "These are good old boys. Way to go, countrymen. Get it done." Something to learn for maybe some of the city guys in the blue uniform, right? That was really, really, really well done. I'm impressed. Ping is impressed. And they got this guy. This freaking troll-looking mother effer. That's what he is. He looks like something out of Trolls the movie. He could be an extra in that movie and they wouldn't have to put any prosthetics or hair on him. He looks like he could be in that movie and you maybe, go, "Oh my God, I know that guy. He's famous. He was in the Trolls movie." This guy, to abduct a child out of a school bus on her way home from school, we don't want these type of people in the community. This guy, I hope he is put away for a long time. Unfortunately, I think the offense that they're going to charge him with is not a life offense. I think it's more like 10 to 15 years, which is horrific. He should go away and never come back. Let me have a look. There was something here that I wanted to. So authorities did say when they were questioning that there was no known connection between Bragg and Brindley. And they're saying he has no permanent address. So they basically consider him homeless. He's a homeless guy. Why he would abduct a small girl, 7-year-old, I got no idea. I'm not sure. Just checking in. They're saying here that Bragg has no criminal history other than maybe some minor court actions related to him, but more information probably coming out in the future. Okay, apparently there is something there that they're sort of pre-warning the media, saying that there's more information that'll come out in the future about him. What else is here? They said they are exploring a social media connection, possibly between Bragg and Brindley, but they're not saying that they think there's any personal connection between them. What that means, I'm not sure. Maybe he's been stalking her online, something like that. Let's have a look. Brutal, anyway, brutal. But glad she's okay. Too many stories where there's like, oh, we found her in the gutter. Oh, we were like 5 minutes too late. And I'm glad that is not the case here. And little Brinley gets to go home to her parents. And um, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have a good ending for once. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to play the questions because some of the better information comes up during this questioning. So, ah,
Targeted her, or do you know the family? Can you elaborate on that at all?
The only thing that I can tell you that there was a social media tie. And that's still kind of an active part of the investigation, so we don't really want to go into further detail on that.
So then there's, Albert Lee put out something that this black car may have been, I know that the black car is not involved, but did this white pickup truck follow the bus? Is she being followed until she got off of the bus?
There was a black vehicle that was on video that was driving behind the bus. That was probably where some of that information initially came. I don't have any information to say that the white pickup truck was following the bus in any way at this time.
We're seeing others say that he was reaching out to them on Facebook groups, posing as a nanny. Do you know if there were other kids that he had attempted to take, or was he working as a nanny? Is there any information you can provide?
What I can tell you is, as I said in the beginning, pretty still involved in this investigation. That's a piece of it that I don't think we can talk about at this point right now.
Do you know what he said to her to get her in the vehicle, or is there anything you can tell parents, a conversation to have with their kids tonight to remind them about stranger danger, anything like that?
So to the first part of your question, no, I don't know that anything was said in that regard. What I can tell you is obviously we tell parents to monitor the social media use by their children, especially young children. There's just way too much access by people that would want to do harm. So you have to know what your children are doing on social media.
You have 700 volunteers turn out to search, is that correct?
Correct.
Can you talk about just that response?
700 local people turned out to search for Brinley. That is amazing. I think this is really, it's almost the perfect response to a missing child. Really is. 700 people. That's a ton of locals who went, even in the cold weather, were like, yep, I'm going to come help. I'd like to try and find this little girl. That is remarkable, really is. What a great community. You know, I saw some comments before that said typically this community is considered child friendly and very family orientated, and that normally kids can sort of roam around and they're safe. There is no sort of like massive crime in this area. So to have a child abducted from a school bus is abnormal, very out of the ordinary. It doesn't happen in this area, even though it has happened now, but typically it's not, that's not what happens here. So, you know, it's amazing. What a great community. Chipmunk said, even while cold out, right? It's freezing. I don't know what it is in Sherburne County, but Sherburne County weather. What is it overnight? Oh my God, it is freaking freezing. -21. Oh my God. If a child was out there, I don't know if they would survive. -21? That's like Antarctica or whatever. That's like penguins and like polar bears and things like that. Not like suburban wherever. Far out, -21. And last night was quite cold too. I'm interested that, you know, that's amazing that so many people would come out to do that. -21 degrees Fahrenheit, supposed to get down to -30. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But wow, 700 people are like, that's fine. I'll go search for the girl, even while I could get frostbite or I could die in the cold. It's great, really is.
And where were people searching exactly?
Well, so when the initial Facebook post got put out, I believe it was by Zimmerman Fire's Facebook page. And this is the kind of community that comes to help in these types of situations. And we've had times in the past where children were lost. People come out of every area to help out. They were concerned about the safety of her. It took us a little bit of time to coordinate and get them in a position where we could use them effectively. So that took a little bit of time, but people just want to help, and we appreciate that.
Have you talked to the family? Anybody here? How they're doing today? Or?
I have not talked to the family yet, no.
Is this individual on any law enforcement agency's radar? Was he have a record? Have they worried about him or have any run-ins with him in the past?
I can't answer that right now.
Was Brindley injured at all? Had anything happen to her?
She was located safe, and that's all that I know at this point. So.
Well, we'll see if any more charges pop up in relation to her being hurt. But right now, they're saying that he's been booked on kidnapping. So that's a charge that he's in jail for right now, kidnapping. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, 700 people volunteered to search for her. Some patrolled streets on their own. People were still outside with flashlights in large groups. People driving around. People with drones were out there looking for her. I mean, that is so cool. And, that community should be super proud. Really, really proud. There's so many times where I've seen a story like there's a missing girl and there's like 5 people who come out to help. And they're just like, yeah, we're the 5 people who want to help. 700 people. It's insane. Kelly says she was in his truck with him for hours and hours. I pray she was not touched. Yeah, I was trying to sort of allude to that with the more charges thing. If he did touch her, there'll be more charges coming. They're not going to be like, you just get kidnapping. No, they will charge him with SA, that type of thing. Let's hope not. Let's hope that he's some weirdo that just wanted a friend in a child and that, he's harmless. Kathy said Sophia's homeless. He had nowhere to take her. Yeah, I don't know if this is a guy having some sort of mental breakdown and decided to just take a child or like where exactly were you going to abduct her to? The fact that you don't have a home and don't have a property. It's strange because as soon as your vehicle is found out, they will find you. And that's what happened. They found him. So I don't know what his plan exactly was going to be. Chipmunk said he doesn't need to be let out. Sick of revolving door with sickos. I hope not too. But like they said, he doesn't have a very big criminal history. And I worry that even though the crime he is accused of is quite severe, there's still legal process and bail, and we'll see. We'll see. Because no real significant criminal history. He has a couple of court actions, but nothing that they would consider criminal. Just probably parking tickets, that type of thing. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, cops are calling it a stranger abduction. It's so rare. It's so rare that it's actually a stranger abduction, someone who's not known to the girl. These are those cases that keep investigators up at night, where someone comes out of nowhere and takes a child. They're the ones that you can prepare for, you can train for, but you cannot prevent them because they're so just spur of the moment. He does look a little bit like Keegan Kline, doesn't he? God, Keegan Kline, whenever I hear his story, I almost laugh because I feel like, and it's not laughing at the 2 girls who died, it's more laughing at the fact like how much of a dumbass do you have to be to get yourself caught up in a double homicide investigation, because that's basically the only reason he's in jail. If he didn't have any connection to the two girls, they would never have found him. They probably would never have located him. It's only because there was some connection to those two girls is the reason he is sitting in a prison right now. And to me, I just go, like, I mean, I'm glad he's in prison. He did some really awful things to little girls, but I just think you are just the dumbest guy on earth and got yourself wrapped up in something that you could not get out of. So, um, Kathy said his lawyer may try the insanity defense. This guy or Keegan Klein? Keegan Klein, not a chance in hell. This guy, maybe. Hey Trish, how are you? Trish says, any updates on Trisha Graff? I don't have any good updates on Trisha Graff right now. As far as I know, the investigation continues. I spoke with a couple of police from South Australia on Tuesday, but I don't have anything like worthwhile reporting right now. As far as I know, the investigation into the disappearance of Trisha Graff continues, and they are still trying to find her. So as soon as we have something, I'll bring it to you, but I don't have anything right now. Kelly says the rumors are he may have been watching or knew her through Facebook. I mean, they did say there was a social media possible connection, and it wouldn't be the first time that we would have heard of someone visually stalking a victim in that way, where they get sort of attached to a victim or become obsessive to the point where it stops being about a fantasy and they want to act out that fantasy that they've got in their head. So they actually put their sort of attack into play. They start planning it out. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go grab the girl. And that's maybe what happened here. Chimunk said, it happens too often. My city had a huge case and it ticked many off when parole time came around. He killed a 5-year-old. Awful. Awful. A DP case. Okay. Kim says the way we like criminals dumb. Keegan Klein might be up there with the top of the dumb ones. I hope that's not true about him watching her on social media, but like the cop said, it drives home that we live in a different age now, and you got to be very, very like overseeing of little kids and the internet. It doesn't matter how innocent you think it is, it needs an adult supervision. It needs the parent to look at it. You can't just hand a kid a phone and be like, entertain yourself. No, you have to be the parent and you have to be the one overseeing everything, because you never know who's out there, who's watching, what they're looking for. So not blaming her parents. I'm just saying like you have to be vigilant, because the people who want to do this type of thing, they are everywhere, and you have what they want, which is a small child, and so you just got to be on top of everything. Because we live in a different world now. It's not like the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s. It's just not like that anymore. Nowadays, we're so interconnected with everything we do, and it's so second nature to post photos and be like, look at my little girl. This is my child. We live here. We're at Disney World. We're over here at the shops this afternoon getting a milkshake. Like, it's so easy for people to track you and develop a routine for what you do week in, week out, day to day. And it doesn't take much for someone with bad intentions to use that information to come and hurt you. You got to be very, very vigilant. Chipmunk says Eric Smith, he was 13 when he essayed a 5-year-old and killed him. He's been released. He was in prison for 27 years. No one wanted him out. Eric Smith. That sounds really familiar. I don't know the case. Kathy said, I stopped sharing photos of my grandchildren. I think it's a good policy. I think it's better if you just share it between family members, right? If you've got aunties that live in the UK or something, just email it to them. They probably check their email more than they check their Facebook. So just email it to auntie and uncle and stuff like that. Marlene said, "Do not put vacation photos online until you are home." Ah, that's an old one. That basically tells burglars to go to your home and take your crap because you're telling them you're away. Hey, sensible crime, how are you? Uh, Good to see you, my friend. People should not display their firearms on social media. It attracts thieves, especially in Australia. Australia. This is a big thing here. I'm sure it happens in the USA too, but in Australia, uh, if if bad people know that you have firearms, I promise you will get broken into. You will get someone will break into your home and take them because they're harder to get. They're not as prevalent as they are in the USA, and there's always a need for black market firearms in Australia. So it's good advice. Don't post if you have firearms. Don't be like, look how cool I am with my Glock. No one needs to see it. And if it's truly for hunting or self protection or whatever, then let it be for that. And if you're showing it off, how's any like you're giving them the heads up? Like if someone broke into you, they'd be like, "Hey, we saw you post that firearm. Where is it? We want to grab it so you don't shoot us." Like if they don't know about it, you got the element of surprise. Um, yeah. Hey, good to see you. Marlene said, "The less people that know about it, the better off you are." What's the old saying about money? Something like, uh, something like rich money yells and like wealth whispers or something like that. You can apply that to various things in life. I think it's basically that, wealthy people don't go around telling people they're wealthy because they don't want to be robbed. They don't want to be accosted for money. Chipmunk says that was a DPK. All right. All right. Hey, good outcome to this one. Really good outcome. Happy that she's found. She'll get to spend the weekend with her mum, which, hey, that is so much better than the alternative. The alternative was so much worse. And we'll learn more when he gets to court. It doesn't give me a day that he's supposed to be arraigned. I don't know when he's supposed to be in court. Let me have a look. It's not showing me. I don't know. I would have expected he'd be in court today. Like it's a weekday. There's no need for him to not be arraigned. Hmm. Maybe tomorrow? Maybe it's tomorrow. Let me just double check. So his full name is Joseph Andrew Bragg. That's his name. I just want to see if he's due in court because the arraignment would tell us a lot more. He was booked into the Freeborn County Jail at 1 a.m. Thursday. Okay, yeah, yes. Um, it's not giving it. Okay, it's weird. It's strange that formal criminal charges have not been filed. Well, no, they have. They've filed kidnapping charges on him. No bail as of yet, and it doesn't look like he has been arraigned. So he will still have an arraignment coming. It has to be within 36 hours of being charged, and that gives us until possibly Saturday. So he would have to appear in court within 36 hours of being taken into custody, charged with the crime, and then he will get an opportunity to plead his case for bail. I don't think he'll get it, or they're going to set it at like $1 million, which they should. But yeah, no update as of yet. All right. Just after I got off the air last night, there was a weird update coming out of Australia, and I posted about it on social media on my Twitter account. That's Nights with Ping. There was a lot of chatter coming out from New South Wales in Australia about a triple homicide. And I was like, wait, what? And I was looking it up and I was trying to find it, but there was no information coming out. But there was a lot of police activity in this certain area. Many hours later, more information came out. There is a manhunt underway for a man named Julian Ingram. He's 37 years old. Yes. So he is 37 years old and he's accused of killing 3 people yesterday, including a pregnant, heavily pregnant woman. It's really, really horrible. And they are still searching for him. They basically shut down half of the town. They've brought in police and armored vehicles. They are trying to find him. And the woman is this lady here. Her name is Sophie Quinn. And I'll put her photo up for you. And she was due to have another baby soon. Unfortunately, she's now being killed. Her boyfriend, John Harris, was also killed in the shooting. That's John Harris here. And her aunt, Sophie's aunt, was also killed. That is her on the left. So the lady with the purple top. All 3 of these people were killed by by Ingram yesterday, which is awful. Sophie was due to give birth in March and was planning to call the baby boy Troy. Now, they are trying to track this guy down. I don't think they've caught him as of yet. No, he's on the run. So, in a very small town in New South Wales, they are trying to track down this guy and they consider him armed and dangerous. Well, the fact that he's killed 3 people, I think he should be considered armed and dangerous. But to have a true manhunt in Australia is pretty uncommon. We don't get a lot of them. And I want to take you to... Yeah, here, I'm going to take you to ABC News to give you sort of like the little update about it. If it'll play. Yeah, let me pause it.
Police have released an image of a man that they're searching for in the wake of a triple fatal shooting in Lake Cargellico. A massive manhunt for the gunman is still underway.
Police are urging residents in the Central West town to stay indoors or avoid the area while the search operation continues. Our reporter Jess Scully has more from Wagga Wagga. Jess, good morning. So what do we know so far?
Good morning, Emma. So what we know so far, about 4:30 yesterday afternoon, police in the Lake Cargellico area responded to reports of a shooting. They arrived on scene at Bakara Street in Lake Cargellico, where they found a 25-year-old woman and a 32-year-old man suffering from gunshot wounds in a vehicle. Both the man and woman were treated at the scene, but died from their injuries. Police also responded in Walker Street, Lake Cargellico yesterday afternoon, where they found a 50-year-old woman and a 19-year-old man, both suffering from gunshot wounds also. The 50-year-old woman died at the scene, while the 19-year-old man is in hospital in a critical but stable condition. Police are looking for a 37-year-old man by the name of Julian Ingram, also known as Pierpoint. He was last seen travelling in a white Ford utility vehicle with council markings and high visibility markings, as well as a light bar on the roof. Its number plate is DM07GZ. Police have also yesterday afternoon sent out a geo-located text to people in the Lake Cargelligo area.
So people asking for a connection. Ingram is Sophie's ex-partner. Troy is her new partner. So her ex-partner has come and shot and killed her new boyfriend, and her auntie. So this guy, another jealous guy that can't let go, can't handle that she's moved on with another dude, decides to, in cold blood, murder not only his ex-partner, their baby, not his, but the girlfriend and the new partner's baby. And like people not involved, like this auntie, why did you shoot her? There was also another male, an older guy. I think it was maybe the auntie's partner that he was shot. They thought he was going to die too, but he survived. So it's crazy to me. I just don't get it. I don't understand why this keeps happening, where people think the answer to their relationship problems is a firearm. It's bonkers. But anyway, they are trying to track this guy down. He has a high visibility ute because he is a council worker. He was employed as a weeder. So basically, his job was to basically weed the public land. So that's what he did with a big council utility truck, and it's got big signs and markings on it. Okay, so the other person is not I don't think it's the auntie's partner, but it might be. But this is the other victim here. He survived. His name is Caleb. He's 19. So he survived. And yeah, it's just really, really sad. Someone posted this photo on social media, and you can see this. My sister and best friend, and there's Troy, there's Sophia, and then they say my auntie and my baby nephew Troy. So horrible, snuffed out not only 3 adult lives, but also the life of an unborn child named Troy. If he's arrested, this guy should be charged with 4 murders because the baby should count. I don't understand why we don't count babies. A lot of people are like, well, they're not born yet. Are we really going to go to the whole conception versus birth versus where does a child, what is a heartbeat? Are we going to do all that again? Or are we just going to charge people that do horrible things to other people? At the end of the day, he snuffed out that child's chance of a life. Should be charged with death of that kid. So let's hope he is. Kelly says people suck and are awful. That's the conclusion I have come to recently. Kim says most people are normal like us. Wow. Normal is a spectrum. It's viable if it was born. I don't know. You might get in some fights with some Americans that live in the church belt. They have a different idea. They have a way different idea. Yeah, it's just sad. Sophie Quinn, due to give birth in March of this year. She would have given birth to that little boy. Really horrible. This guy is a scumbag. Let me show you where it is in New South Wales so people can get a bit of a visual. So Sydney is over here on the coast. Lake Cargelligo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. Is over here, right? So Wagga Wagga is down here. Canberra is down here. It's all the way here. It's very, very far west. It's very far west into country New South Wales. It's way, way, way into the back parts of New South Wales. Probably very rural out there is what I think. Warner Steele said dogs are better than humans. I don't know. I'm not a dog person. I've never owned a dog. I've never owned a dog. I think they're fine. I don't love them or hate them. They're just animals. I'm not sure. I've never had one in a home I've ever lived in. Chipmunk said, I never knew that was a reference to the Muppets. Wagga Wagga. Is it? I don't think it is. I think it's an Aboriginal word. That's what I would think. You have a sign on your door that says dogs welcome, people tolerated. Okay. I would have how many people have you knocked back though? That's what you have to tell us. How many people have you rejected from being entry into your home? You're like, what? You're not a dog. We have strict requirements to come in here. All right. Let me have a look. Yeah, so no update, unfortunately. That manhunt continues today. And as far as I know, they haven't got him. They haven't located this guy, which is terrifying because where the hell is he? Where is he hiding? It'd be nice to find out, but you got to understand it's a very rural area. It's quite wide, and trying to track people down, they could be anywhere. It's there's a lot of bushland. There's a lot of places people can hide. So this particular manhunt might take a while. Let me just double check if there is an update. So that's very interesting. Apparently, this guy, Julian Ingram, has appeared in court over DV related offenses that he had been committing against Sophie Quinn. He pleaded not guilty to assaulting Sophie, stalking and intimidating her, and destroying her property. He was released into the community on the promise that he would not go within 100 meters of her home or workplace. Well, look what that did. Should have kept him in jail. Why do we keep letting them out? Why do we keep, when people demonstrate what they're going to do, why do we like, oh, this time we trust you. We know you're going to stop. You're not going to hurt her again, are you? Ah, that's okay. You only did it 50 times before. That's okay. 51st time, you're not going to do it, right? The court thinks it's okay. Let him out. Let him sign the paperwork and get him back into the community. It's ridiculous. There's been so many women killed after an ex-partner or partner has been brought in on DV charges. They're in the jail for like a day or two. They get bail and then they go and kill them because they're like pissed off that they got charged with the crime. It should be mandatory that you're kept in jail until you face trial for the charges, and then you can defend yourself. It's just ridiculous. Right. Those AVOs, ADOs, or whatever you call them, they don't do shit. Do you know what they do? This is what they do. They will make sure that when you're murdered, someone, if they're alive, will be held accountable. That's what they are. That's all they are. That's all it means. It just means that when you're murdered, there is a paper trail to demonstrate that this guy had already displayed these type of actions towards you. That's all they do. It's worth absolutely piss all. There's been hundreds of women killed across Australia that have had these AVOs, that have had court sessions, that have brought charges against partners, and somehow these men still get out and are able to kill them. We've got to look at what we can do to change that, because no wonder these women are terrified. We're doing nothing to help them. We're just like, you're on your own, love. Have fun out there. We gave him strict orders not to come within 100 meters of you. That's fine. He'll do it. We think he's a good boy. He's going to be a good boy from now on. He's not going to kill you. Like, why are we doing everything based off a promise to the court? They don't care. If he's willing to murder 3 people, what does he care about going to jail? It doesn't seem like he does. It's ridiculous. And the other thing is we it wouldn't help in this particular case, but we disarm women. Like women are not allowed to have pepper spray. Why? Why not? Shouldn't we give them some advantage? Shouldn't we give them something to help them if a guy attacks them? I never understand why women can't have that type of thing. And they're just like, you know what you should do? You should take karate lessons. Like, come on. Well, pepper spray is a pretty decent deterrent, and it'll at least give that woman a moment to get away. Won't help you with a gun, but it may help in like a on the street situation or something like that. We did everything we could. I don't know. I think when you ask someone to follow rules after they're already like attacking someone, it's almost like you're asking them to kill them. Marlene says, we know he follows rules. He showed that when he beat the shit out of her. I know. Chipmunk said, I hate that some places a guy can break in and end up suing you. There was a guy in New South Wales, in Newcastle. A guy broke into a property and the homeowner killed him. The homeowner killed the guy, right? But I think the guy ended up being charged with murder. And I don't remember what happened, whether he got off but he ended up having to go to trial. And it was because this guy broke into the house, and then when he killed him, the family were up in arms. They were like, "Oh my God, how dare you kill our loved one," or whatever. It's like the guy was breaking into his home. What do you want him to do? And it's like, why are we excusing the person that was terrifying the occupants of a home? It's like everything is backwards in our world sometimes. Marlene said there is a YouTube video on how not to make pepper spray. Oh, how not to make it? Yeah. You open the tap, water comes out. It's funny how those things work. Chipmunk said homeowner had every right to defend the property. Yeah, Australia has really interesting castle doctrine type laws, and depending on what state you're in is depending on what the laws are. New South Wales does have defend your property, but it's got some caveats in it too. We'll have to look up that case one time about the one I was telling you about. Yeah, this guy like at home, someone was breaking in. He shot and killed the intruder, and they charged him with murder. I think that's bonkers, if you ask me. Oh, who is messaging me? All right. Let's see what else happened today. Oh, that's always fun. I wonder if we can go to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is always a fun place to go to. Oklahoma City teen arrested for fatally stabbing brother during video game dispute. So you killed your own brother. A 19-year-old was arrested over the weekend in southeast Oklahoma City after police say he stabbed his 25-year-old brother while playing a video game, resulting in the brother's death. Oh my God. They say when police arrived at the scene, they discovered that the two brothers were playing a video game when the 19-year-old William Spencer became angry with his brother Nicholas and stabbed him. The calling person called in and said they had just stabbed their brother. Officers got there and found a male with serious stab wounds. Nicholas was transported to a local hospital where he later died. William was arrested at the scene and booked into Oklahoma County Detention Center on a murder complaint. Wow, that's talk about family matters. To kill your own brother over a video game. I mean, you have to ask why a 25-year-old brother and a 19-year-old brother are living together if they don't get along that well. Let me see if I can find anything about him. Yeah, let's go to K4. They don't have a lot about it, but I'll I'll take you to it anyway.
New details to share with you about a weekend murder involving two brothers. Oklahoma City police now say William Spencer stabbed his brother Nicholas to death Sunday night at an apartment near Southeast 44th and Bryant. Investigators say the two were playing video games before, and William got upset with Nicholas. He now faces a murder charge. New details.
Bonkers. And the kid is young. Like, imagine that. Here, where's his photo? There it is. Wait, there we go. William Spencer killed his older brother over a video game. Ay, 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 jeez. That family. They're gonna have to, like, I don't know, like, how do you even, are you angry at this child? Do you support them? Do you not? That's, I can't imagine what their family is going through. Chipmunk said he's not the first one. More than one case over video games. One from my city over a video game. It's crazy. Donna says, "Dear God, old enough to be an adult Ingram, not fighting." Yes. No redo on that game. Not in the game of murder. You don't get a redo. Not at all. Crazy to me. I can't believe that. Is there a photo of his brother? Nicholas? Let's have a look. I don't see a photo for the brother, but I can show you the mugshot for the, the one we saw. There you go. Kid looks like he's not out of diapers yet, and he's already doing murder. Crazy. Spoiled dick, mom and dad in Paris. Yeah, could be. Could very well be. Apparently, he's been charged with first-degree murders, being held on a $10 million bail. 10 million bucks. That's a crazy. That's a lot of money. 10 million bucks bail. I don't think any bail company is going to take that. They're not going to take a $10 million bail. Never. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, that's all I have. I don't have I don't have much more on it. But apparently, they did try and take Nicholas to hospital, but he was pronounced dead when they got there. So, however, his brother stabbed him with the knife, it must have been, very severe. Looks angry to be there. Well, this little bitch is going to spend the next, 25 to life in an Oklahoma jail for what he did. He has like dead eyes. Do you see that? He just looks very vacant in the eyes. It's like there's no life. Very doesn't look like there's any lights on inside of that head. Or they're from money. Maybe that's why the bail's so high. Yeah, 10 million bucks bail. Bonkers. Let me see if I can find out why it's so high. Let me check News 9, which is another one in Oklahoma.
Thank you. Oklahoma City police arrest a Metro man for stabbing his brother over a video game. Police say William Spencer called 911 around 9 Sunday night, admitting to stabbing his brother, Nicholas Spencer, near Southeast 44th in Bryant. Police say Nicholas Spencer had multiple stab wounds. He was rushed to the hospital where he died. William was arrested at the scene and booked on a murder complaint.
That's all you get. Chipmunk said too many mentally ill kids and given video games no nutrition. Yeah, stop feeding your kids video games and give them some vegetables. It all adds up. Sibling order might play a role too. Often psychology of the order of siblings. Maybe. No, not 11. No. This one is 19 who killed his 25-year-old brother. So they were playing a video game, something escalated, and now that kid's in jail for murder. So there we go. Let's have a look. Let me see what else I have. Okay. All right, let me go here. All right, I'm going to take you to Arizona. Always a fun time in Arizona. Let's go out there.
Back to that breaking update on the young missing woman from Avondale. Her boyfriend behind bars tonight accused of stealing her car.
New tonight, police are confirming they found blood stains and potential weapons inside that car, which was found in Phoenix after she went missing. Our breaking news reporter Stephanie Dupre is in the newsroom. Steph, it sounds like the search is expanding well beyond the valley.
Yeah, Jared, at this point, the investigation has led detectives to Globe. That's where they're searching for 21-year-old Isabella Comas. They didn't say where in Globe or what pointed them there. Now, it's been over a week since Isabella went missing. She was last seen on Sunday, January 11th. And then on Tuesday, police found her red Hyundai Sonata abandoned near 67th Ave and Indian School Road in Phoenix. That same day, her cell phone was found at a recycling center also in Phoenix. Police say her boyfriend, 37-year-old Tommy Rodriguez, remains in as a person of interest in her disappearance. He's behind bars right now, accused of stealing her car. There's even more concern for Isabella's well-being with that new evidence they found of blood stains and items that could be used as a weapon in her car.
We want the public to know that we believe that Isabella is seriously injured, and it's very important to us that we find her as quickly as possible.
Detectives booked Rodriguez into the Maricopa County Jail for criminal damage, auto theft, and probation violation, all felonies tied to Isabella's disappearance. He has previous felony convictions for stalking and second-degree murder. After being released from prison, he pleaded guilty to stalking and assaulting an ex-girlfriend in 2020. The detectives say they have crews in Globe and also here around the valley. They're asking anyone who might know anything or have information about her disappearance to contact police immediately. By the newsroom tonight, Stephanie Dupre for Arizona's Family.
Thanks for getting us up to speed. Hopefully they will find her.
You know, they were saying that when they found her car, it was covered in blood. Covered. Like, that's, yeah. They're saying here, they also claimed that a passenger seat and trunk lining were missing from her vehicle when they found it, and her vehicle was covered in blood. There were also gas canisters, trash bags, and a tarp found inside the car. Ugh, that sounds like a murder kit. That sounds like a body disposal kit. That's what it sounds like. And they're saying here, his claims, they found inconsistencies when he spoke to authorities, and that the things that he was talking to them about didn't match up, and he didn't keep very consistent each time they spoke to him. So that's one of the reasons he's in jail, and it sounds like he did it. They said he could not explain where his girlfriend was, but he's not been charged in connection with her disappearance. But they're saying also he has a lengthy criminal history, which includes a prison sentence for second-degree murder. He's also on probation for a 2020 incident in which he stalked an ex-girlfriend and threatened her with a hammer and machete. Ugh, it sounds like this guy has a hell of a history. Yeah, I'm very confused about where she might be. They're saying here there's also significant damage to her car with other parts of the car missing. What police believe were bloodstains throughout the car. Records show that police also found those trash bags and other things inside the car. He's only been booked into jail and charged with stealing and damaging her car, but not with her death or disappearance at this point in time. You know what's interesting? They talk about the area. This area is Globe. Globe is where they found Emily's body, not far from Globe. And it's interesting that this happened out there too. So if you remember that girl, Emily Pike, they found her body outside of Globe. And now this happened too. He wants a plea deal? Maybe. I have no idea. The fact he already has a murder conviction is pretty astounding. Let me see if I can find anything else on Isabella. If I can get some photos. I don't have any more photos except for this one. So you can see her, and that's him on the right. They're saying that the search looking for her has expanded. So they've made the search area larger. I'll take you here. If it'll play. It may not. Look at the blue boxes. Look. They just do this. It may not allow us to watch it. Hold on. Yeah, we'll go here.
First tonight at 6 o'clock, an update on the case of an Avondale woman missing for 11 days now. Police say 21-year-old Isabella Comas is believed to be seriously injured. Officers say Comas was last seen January 11th, leaving a friend's house in Avondale. Police recovered her car in West Phoenix. Detectives say her 39-year-old boyfriend is a person of interest in her disappearance, and the search for Comas is now extending outside of the valley. Fox 10's Nicole Christine is live with the latest. Nicole.
Yeah, good evening, Steve. Avondale police sharing with me today that this search has extended into Gila County. They are trying to narrow down a location where Isabella might be, and they say time is of the essence to help her.
Right now, we consider Isabella to be seriously injured, and it's very important that we find her as quickly as possible.
The search for 21-year-old Isabella Comas now in its 11th day, and Avondale police say they are now working with authorities in another county to try to find her.
We've partnered with the Gila County search and rescue teams because we believe that may be a place where Isabella is. So we are working with them to locate her in that area. I can't go into precise locations about where she may be, but we are looking in that area.
Isabella's boyfriend, 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez, is the only named person of interest in the case. He's currently charged with theft and criminal damage in connection with Isabella's car. Court documents show a person matching Rodriguez's description was seen on surveillance video in Globe driving the car in the early morning hours of January 12th, the day after Isabella was reported missing by a friend expecting her to pick them up for work. Reports from Isabella's friend and Rodriguez himself indicate the couple fought the morning Isabella went missing.
We put all these circumstances together, the idea that Isabella was last seen in her vehicle, she was last known to be around her boyfriend, and that she had a fight with her boyfriend, and that's a circumstance that alerts us as well.
Flock cameras showed Isabella's vehicle returning to the Phoenix area from Globe later in the day on January 12th. Isabella's vehicle was found in Phoenix on January 13th after a resident reported a car matching the description on the turquoise alert for Isabella. When police processed the car, they found bloodstains in multiple locations. The car was missing the entire passenger seat, minus the headrest, the glove compartment, and the lining of the trunk. Trash bags, a tarp, gas canisters, and a bow and arrows were also found inside.
We saw items in the car that could be used to seriously hurt someone, and we also observed bloodstains in the vehicle.
I ask you, do you think she's alive? I wonder because it doesn't sound good. It sounds awful. You know, these trash bags and other cleaning supplies. Things to wrap a body up in, like a tarp. Doesn't sound good. 25? Is that what I said? No, she's 21. 21. Tommy Rodriguez is 39. So almost double her age. Yeah, I don't think she's alive, guys. I think they're looking for a body, which is really, really sad. Hey, Callie girl, good to see you. Hey, Lux. Rachel is here. Good to have all of you guys here. Who is emailing me? Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry, people like to email me and message me during the show. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's alive either, guys. I think she's unfortunately dead. I think what most likely happened is he dumped her body somewhere. That blood you see in the car is from her being either dismembered or murdered somehow, and he's put her in that car, and that's why it's like that. He's tried to hide her murder by pulling things out of the car to hide evidence, but you can't clean everything. Warner still said, bad mix, nothing in common. He's violent. Already been charged with murder once before. Looks like he's probably going to get another one. This time, not a second degree, probably a first degree capital offense. And we'll have to wait and see. Arizona is a capital offense state, and he could get the death penalty. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Kim's going. Good night, Kim. Good night, my friend. Yes, I hope so. I hope so. Wait, that's Chipmunk, not Kim. Good work, Ping. Good night, Kim, wherever you are. Wherever you are. Good night. Yeah, we should start winding up, I think, for the night. I'm sorry, like that's why we're moving to the 8 p.m. show, is because I want to spend more time, like 2.5, 3 hours on the air each day. But by the time Trish is finished now, she's going so late every night that by the time I get on, it's already like 1 a.m. in the morning or something like that. And we can't do 3 hours because everyone has to go to bed for the night or, you know, finish up for the day. So it's not like it was a year ago. A year ago, they used to finish after 1 hour, and we could get on at about 11:30 Eastern. But now we're getting on at like 12:30, 12:45, 1 a.m. And if I want to go 3 hours, it's going to be like 4 a.m. in the morning by the time we get there. And I think if we move to the 8 p.m., 7:30, 8 p.m., I think it'll be better. I think we'll have more time to hang out, a longer show, more people that can be here and stuff like that. So I think it'll work out better. That is from Monday. Monday, we are moving to 8 p.m. So that'll be good. I am looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. And hopefully more people can join in. Hopefully more people will be able to join in rather than being so late at night. Marlene says we are getting about a foot of snow. Really? A foot of snow? You guys are crazy. Let's have a look at that before we go. Ice. Let's say it's a winter storm warning. Let's see what's going on already. They're saying one of the biggest storms in the year is near. So winter storm alerts have gone out throughout the Southwest to Mid-Atlantic and Northeast as of Thursday. Oh my God. What are they saying here? Look at that. You can't even see. There's going to be a lot of crashes on highways, I think. This is in Michigan. This is probably from lake effect snow coming in. Crazy. So this is a simulated radar. Look at this. You see as the storm moves across the country, Texas looking like they're copying it, and then up through the south and then into the northeast. Oh, you guys. It's going to affect like a good 2/3 of the country. Our friends, even in maybe Southern California, might get a bit of rain, but it doesn't look like you guys will get any snow, not unless you're in northern Arizona. If you're in northern Arizona near the border, you might get a little bit of snow. And New Mexico, though, it's going to snow there a little bit. And in Texas, you get all three. You're going to get rain, snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and a mix of it. So Texas is going to, if they haven't already, copped it, and then up into the northeast of the country. Oh my God. I can't believe some places are doing like 16 feet of snow. What do you do with that? What do you do with that when it piles up outside of your house? Do you just be like, well, we're done for the winter. We just get to stay home now until spring. We have to stay home till spring until it melts. How does that work? What do you do? Do you have to like have a shovel and shovel your way out of your home? It's crazy. They've reduced your chance of snow. Oh. They canceled school in Chicago for tomorrow. Have a snowblower tunnel. Make a tunnel. All right. Yeah, pretty bonkers. Here's another one. Chances for at least 6 inches of snow. So this is interesting. New Mexico and Colorado has a pretty good swath of places that will achieve those numbers. But if you're in Texas, it's only really in the Panhandle and into Oklahoma that you're going to see any of that snowfall, like that real heavy snowfall. Probably more a sleet and rain mix for Texas. And you see the belt here. This is where you're going to get the highest totals through here, right through Arkansas, Missouri, even a little bit of Kansas here, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Wyoming, Western Virginia. Wyoming's all the way over here. Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire. Geez, you guys are just going to be smacked. Especially if you're up in this bit in the northeast up here, you can see just how much coverage there is from New York, even up into the top tip of the country up here. Just blanket. It's going to be a blanket of snow over the coming days. Interesting to see Illinois not getting that big of a hit this time. Normally, Illinois is one of the ones that we look out for. Same with Michigan. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't look as severe as it, like in the last couple of years, there's been some really big ones that have hit Illinois and Michigan and Wisconsin, but not this time, apparently. So it's going to be a hell of a weekend for some people. You can see this is the weather alerts here that have gone out. Oklahoma, winter storm warning. So, yeah. And you know what's weird? I bet you there's going to be a tornado somewhere. Every time you get this sort of winter storm come through, there's always a place where there's a bunch of moist, warm air, especially around the Gulf. And I wouldn't be surprised with this cold air up here, and you've got a warm Gulf air coming in from the south. There'll be some sort of like turning winds somewhere around here, and you'll probably get one tornado pop up somewhere around here because you get that interaction between the cold and the warm, moist air, and they start to circulate, and you get that rotation in the thunderstorms. So keep an eye out if you're in the south in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, maybe even Gulf, Texas, maybe, and Florida. You might get a random tornado down there. Lux says we're pretty used to it in Minnesota, but I always worry about the animals. Yeah, poor animals. You know, apparently, if you're in a place where they have this kind of ice storm and there's cattle outside, apparently they can freeze like in a block, and they just stay there, frozen. Like they don't move, they don't go anywhere. They just turn into cow popsicle, and they just dead. It's awful. Yeah, cattle are gonna be poor cattle. I hope the farmers get some of them undercover, maybe. minus 47. I don't know what that would be. I think like minus 10 or something. Hold on. Minus 47 Fahrenheit equal C. I don't think that's correct. It's saying it should be like minus 43 degrees, but I don't think that's right. I think it's more like should be like minus 10 or minus 12 or something. I don't know. It's telling me that it should be like minus 43 Celsius, but I don't know why the scale gets so far out of whack when you get into the minus here. And then it's telling me that at this temperature, both scales are very close to their crossover point of minus 40, where minus 40 F is exactly equal to minus 40 Celsius. So apparently that is sort of like the meeting point of Fahrenheit and Celsius. Maybe that's why the temperatures are not that vastly different. There you go. 7.222 degrees Celsius? No. That is not right. But yeah, I know it doesn't seem right to me. It seems like it should be minus 32, which would make it like minus 15 Celsius, but I don't know. Maybe the math is correct where there is some sort of crossover point of minus 40 degrees and minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know. It says here, yeah, minus 47 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to approximately minus 43.89 degrees Celsius. And they say that there's a mathematical thing that you can use. I don't know. We'll have to just take it. Yeah, zero is minus 32. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, so it should be like minus 15 Celsius. I don't know. It's too late in the afternoon for maths. It's like 6 p.m. at night, guys. I can't do maths at this time. Look, whatever it is, it's effing cold, like real cold. Almost minus 50. That's where like polar bears come out and stuff like that. All those type of things. All right, let's get out of here for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. Mrs. Ping is off doing something for herself tomorrow. So you'll have me to hang out with tomorrow because I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to be here. All right. In case I'm not here Monday, American Idol is starting back up. Well, sure. The news said it's colder here than Alaska or Siberia. Watch out. You might get those, those polar bears may come out. They might wander down your street. You might have to fight them at the supermarket for a salmon. You never know. You never know what happens. You may have to like see a penguin outside your home. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. But if you're in any of these states where it looks like it's going to be really brutal, just hunker down, stay indoors, keep your your heating on, and just chill out in front of the computer or the TV, cook some really nice warm comfort food, and just hang out until it goes away. Hang inside with me tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and we can talk true crime while you're crazy cold. But keep your heating on and keep well out there, okay? All right, you want a panda? I don't think they live in the snow. I don't know if I want to try out for American Idol. I can't sing. Ping can't sing. I can talk. I can't sing. Yeah, put your car in the garage. That's a good idea. Texas says, I have my generator. It's a good idea. People who own generators, especially those ones where they put like a concrete thing in your yard and they put the generator on it, those people are smart people that have generators, like those permanent ones. They're a great idea. If I lived in America, I'd own a home that had a permanent generator because you never know, tornado or storm or something like that, and it knocks your power out. Sometimes these places get no power for like 5 days. So I hope you have a generator because the only thing is, if you use a portable generator, don't use it indoors. Don't start one indoors because there's been people that have been killed from the carbon monoxide and it like kills them. So don't do that. Hey Spacey Tracy, how are you? Too expensive? They're not cheap, are they? They're quite expensive. A wood burning stove? That'd be nice on a cold day with snow and things like that. Kelly said those things are expensive. It'll save you though during an emergency. I don't know how much they cost, but probably like $20,000 or something. Yeah. Yeah, what does it cost? Let's have a look. Yeah, so yeah, about $20,000. Yeah, you're looking at 20 grand for a good one. Yep, sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that's probably about right if you want one of those big ones. Something that can do your whole home and like heating and cooling and stuff like that. Yeah, like one of those big ones that come in the big box. Almost looks like a giant air conditioner. These ones, they're not very popular here in Australia. In Australia, like I've never seen one. I have never seen a permanent generator except at like a hospital or, something like that. But in private homes, I don't think I've ever seen one here at all, ever. But in America, I know they're really popular and a lot of people do have them. Let your dog pee in the shower. It's too cold to go outside to wee. Yeah, imagine the poor dogs. They're like, when am I going to go see the grass? I can't go outside. It's all covered in ice. Poor dogs. Oh, your husband's bringing the company generator. You got to help him. He has a busted shoulder. You're going to have to help him. He can't lift that. Do not let him lift that. Because, we don't need him going back into hospital for another operation. All right. Let's get out of here for the night. Hey, I love you all so much. It's so much fun spending time with you all here every night. I enjoy it. It's almost like therapy. I get to come here and talk random stuff with you guys in between true crime, and it's a pleasure. It really is. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, I would appreciate it. If you could do that every night, that would mean a lot to me because I think people forget and it really impacts the video. So if you could do that for me, I would appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, well, why haven't you? It's just a button. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to release polar bears in your home. You should press that button. All right. Really? It was supposed to go to trial in Feb. That's that. I feel like we're never going to get to trial for Brad Simpson, ever, because every time something happens, there's something like that, new evidence, some sort of something to do with his legal team. Damn. Yes, Australia is celebrating Australia Day on Monday. It is a long weekend here. It is a long weekend in Australia. We are going to party like it's the day Captain Cook came here. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to party like that. That's wrong. But we will celebrate, and it's sort of like our 4th of July. And yeah, it's like a day of celebration for Australians. So long weekend, For once, it falls on a weekend. It never does. It always falls like on a weekday, and we have this sort of random day off. But this time we get a long weekend. So yeah, you'll have me this weekend. We'll hang out. I'll see you tomorrow. Get some rest. If you're in the ice area, stay warm. Get in that nice warm bed with your snuggie. Watch some true crime, and stay toasty. Stay warm. Will there be fireworks? Probably. Yeah, we do fireworks on Australia Day. Not like New Year's Eve, but there will be probably some. Sunday is Burns night, is it? For you guys in the UK. All right. Love you all. Good night. Hey, thanks to my friend Donna for the super chat. If you would like to support the channel, the links are in the chat and under the video. We're currently fundraising to go to the Patrick Oren Stevenson trial in April. So anyone that feels like they would like to help out with that, I would appreciate it. Good night, everyone. Bye.